Uh, uh. Hello. Hello guys. Assalamu alaikum friends. Welcome back to another episode of Football Gupshup. Please subscribe to this channel. We'll be starting a live stream of Champions League draw. We'll be doing the live telecast of Champions League draw. We'll do the reaction. We will see what teams will be drawn against each other, and hopefully we will be telling you everything going on live. How and when will they face each other? Who will they face in terms of quarterfinals and then progressing further into semi-final? We'll look into that. Right now, currently, the teams which have qualified for both Europa League and Champions League, I'm just going to go through them and I'll tell you what can happen in terms of who could face who. We'll just talk about which teams are strong right now, who can basically progress further into the semi-finals, and what can they face in terms of going ahead. We'll be speaking also about players who do we think are going to be really what kind of will they provide for the teams, like what kind of quality will they score goals, or will they be influential in terms of that contest or in that fixture. So we'll go through that as well. Right now what I've got over here with me is Chelsea, we've got Atletico Madrid, we've got Bayern Munich, we've got Benfica, we've got Liverpool, we've got Manchester City, we've got Real Madrid, and a surprising entry is of Villarreal. In terms of you could say the most likely, who do we think our clear favorites are Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, alongside the two English teams Manchester City and Liverpool, whereas Chelsea, who are the current champions of the Europe, will have a very uphill task if they could get any of those big European teams such as Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. But let's see, it's an open contest. In terms of Europa League, I'll just go through that as well. The teams which have qualified for Europa League are most notably Barcelona. It's quite surprising which teams normally we see in this tournament, but it's quite surprising that what we are trying to find out is quite astonishing, that Barcelona will be in this tournament, and we'll see who will they be facing. Let me go through other teams as well. It's just that I have to juggle in between both Champions League and Europa League. So Barcelona will also be having Atlanta, Braga, Frankfurt, Leipzig, Lyon, Rangers, and West Ham. So Barcelona are you could say they're the favorites in order to win this tournament. Alongside them, who could challenge them are Atalanta as well as Leipzig. Whereas West Ham, they played a very good match yesterday, and they were able to turn it around, and they have progressed into the quarterfinals. And this is going to be a huge tournament from them, for them, because it will be pretty hard to achieve top 4 in Premier League. So if they do win in Europa League, it will be a very huge thing for them. So let's see what happens going ahead. So if you could say that Liverpool, Manchester City are clear favorites, but in terms of who could win, it could be clearly an open contest, and let's see what happens. But if Bayern Munich comes up against Real Madrid, that'll be a huge fixture. Like, nobody would have thought that they would come against each other, but it'll be a huge fixture. We could also see Liverpool coming up against Manchester City, because in quarterfinals there's no certainty that the teams from both countries cannot face each other. So they could potentially be a chance where Liverpool could come up against City, and they are also fighting for the Premier League title as well. So it might hot up things. We all remember how it turned out to be when they faced each other, and both are playing top football. They're playing excellent football. So let's see what happens, and the transmission will start in any minute now, and I'll let you know as soon as we go ahead. I'm just gonna have some drink and I'll just get back to you. Yes, I've just read a comment. Puskul Thapa here, he's mentioning that apparently if Liverpool versus Real Madrid would be good. It's true. Whereas it would be a very tough match. I think Liverpool will be clear favorites, because Real Madrid, they are strong, but they could hit a brick wall in terms of facing a very strong Liverpool side. And that's a good shout, that if Liverpool will face Real Madrid. But let's see what happens. Please do give in your comments and suggestions. Who do you think will progress to semi-finals? Which of the 4 teams out of these 8 teams will progress to semi-finals? At least we can have that, and we'll see how does it turns up when they announce the draw and the fixtures. Please do give in your suggestions. I would like to thank you all that you're tuning in and joining in, and it's very kind of you that you've been supporting Football Gupshup, and please subscribe to this channel. It would be really helpful in order to grow this channel, so please do that, and I'll be making more videos and more episodes for you as well in terms of other subjects. Yes, I've just muted it because I was just looking for different channels. If you could hear me, thank you very much for tuning in, Soham Butt. If you could hear my audio, please do tell me that if you could hear my audio. So let's see who do Chelsea get as well, and we'll see in terms of what teams can they get. If they get Real Madrid, that will be a good tie. If they get Bayern Munich, that will be also a very good tie. If they get the likes of Benfica or Villarreal, that will be a little bit tricky, because the away fixture will be very sound, because Chelsea will not be able to play with their home crowd. So Chelsea could have this difficulty of not playing in front of their fans, as well as in terms of who clear favorites are. For me, if you would ask me, I would definitely say that the likes of Real Madrid and Liverpool, they are the clear favorites. So if they do come in quarterfinal, that'll be a very poor thing. But if they could somehow come in terms of semi-final, then that's fine too. But let's see what happens, and let's see who comes in what tie. I think it's about to start in any minute now. But if it comes between Liverpool and Manchester City, then it'll be really big fun, because both of them, they are fighting for Premier League. And if the Premier League results do change, because in Premier League you can expect a team such as West Ham who can defeat someone on their day, so it might hot up things. So let's see what happens as well in Premier League if Liverpool are drawn against Manchester City. Somebody is suggesting that if Manchester City and Liverpool meet in semi, if they get Villarreal and Benfica respectively, so that means that Bayern Munich or Real Madrid could face each other, which is a good shout out as well. But it's all just right now speculation. Let's see what happens in Real. So there might be a possibility as well that Chelsea could face City, whereas Chelsea could also face Liverpool. City versus Liverpool or City versus Real Madrid will be crazy. That's true. Thank you, Zakia. Thank you, Amira. Thank you, Soham. Thank you, Puskal. Thank you for tuning in. So the first fixture will be played in home, which will be on 5th of April, and the next round will be on 12th or 13th of April. So the team who plays on 5th will definitely play on 13th. The team which plays on 6th will play on 12th of April. So that's how the first leg and the second leg are going to take place. As to semi-finals, the first leg will take place on 26th and 27th of April, whereas the second leg will take place on 3rd and 4th May. The Stade de France in Paris will host the final, which will be held on Saturday. The date would be 28th of May 2022. It was basically, this is a new venue. It was a decision taken by Uefa after it was moved from St. Petersburg after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So we will definitely see the final taking place in Paris. So let's see who makes it to the final, and the draw will be starting any minute now. So Liverpool fans, if you could please let us know that who would you like to face. If there are any City fans, please let us know who would you like to face as well. Well, things are going fine. Thank you, Lamine. So it's almost time. The draw is going to take place now. Let's see who comes up first. You're just going to tell how they're going to do the draw. It's very exciting right now. We'll just see what live reaction happens and what. It's getting pretty exciting right now. I'm certainly sure that all the teams fans are really pressing their hands against each other, and there will be really tense moments. They will be really anxious in order to wait and see who do they come up against. So it's quite exciting. Let's see what happens. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel. It will be really helpful in order to grow Football Gupshup. Thank you folks for tuning in. The draw is about to take place, and let's see who comes up against. So the transmission has started now, and let's see. Please guys, do give in your comments. Who do you think you would want? What fixture would you want? Who would you want? Please do give in your suggestions. Who do you think is going to win the Champions League? Do you think Chelsea have any chance to defend their title, or do you think there's going to be a new champion? Do you think Real Madrid will make it into another Champions League win? And will Bayern Munich be able to win it back? Who do you think is going to win? Or do you think Liverpool are going to win their 7th European Cup? So do give in your comments and suggestion what's going to happen. So the first draw has taken place. Is going to be Chelsea against Real Madrid. So Chelsea, the champions, have been drawn against Real Madrid. They will be playing the first leg against Real Madrid. That's a huge fixture. Chelsea have really got a competition on their hands. They'll be coming up against Ancelotti's Real Madrid. They'll be playing against Karim Benzema, Vinicius Jr. This is going to be a very huge fixture. Chelsea, they have drawn Real Madrid, and definitely we'll see. This is a huge match. And now the teams remaining are Liverpool, Benfica, Villarreal, Manchester City, Bayern Munich. So we could have another huge fixture. We could definitely have a Liverpool and City one. Let's hope that if it happens, there's going to be huge fixture too. So the first one is being made. Chelsea versus Real Madrid is a huge fixture, huge contest. So let's see what happens in the next draw. Who do you think is going to come up? And do let in know the comment section. So Chelsea versus Real Madrid. Well, definitely it's bad about Manchester United. So let's see who comes up next. Manchester City will be playing against Atletico Madrid. That's a huge fixture too. City will be coming up Diego Simeone's side. So Diego Simeone will be traveling again back to Manchester. This time they'll be playing Manchester City. Another fixture which is of Villarreal. They'll be facing Bayern Munich. This is one of a huge fixture too, because Bayern Munich, they're clear favorites. But Unai Emery team is a really tough team. So Bayern Munich will be playing the first leg away. And there it is, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. Whereas Manchester City will be playing against Atletico Madrid. And Villarreal will be playing against Bayern Munich. So that means the fourth fixture, Liverpool, they'll be playing Benfica. So that sums up, and Liverpool have got an easy fixture in terms of playing Benfica. So they'll be traveling to Portugal. So Liverpool versus Benfica, and Liverpool will be playing the first leg away, and then they will be playing at home in the second leg. Whereas Villarreal will play first leg at home, and then they will play away. Manchester City will play the first leg at home, and then they will travel to Atletico Madrid. Whereas Chelsea, they will play first leg at home in close quarters. There won't be any fans in the stadium, so Real Madrid can really apply the pressure, or perhaps maybe Chelsea players will be upbeat about it, and they would want to send out a statement that they are unified, especially Tuchel when he came out and he said that they're not afraid, and they would want to show something that it won't break them. So it's going to be one hell of a tie. So for my perspective, it seems that City, they'll be facing a Diego Simeone side. Pep Guardiola is going to, certainly he has a lot of on his hands. He will definitely have to go back to drawing board and think about what he has to do in order to break down Atletico Madrid, because Manchester United weren't able to break down Atletico Madrid at home. So City will definitely, they will have to bring up some ideas in order to break down Diego Simeone's side. Whereas Bayern Munich, they'll be rubbing their hands. They've got the easy fixture similar to Liverpool. So let's see what happens, because Bayern Munich will be playing the second leg at home. So they'll be clear favorites in order to qualify. And Liverpool, they will be also playing second leg at home. So you could say that Liverpool and Bayern Munich are favorites from those two fixtures. Whereas between Manchester City and Atletico Madrid, you could say that Manchester City would be able to win against them. But let's see how it turns out to be. As far as Chelsea and Real Madrid, this is one of the truly outstanding fixture. The reason it is because Chelsea are the current champions. They wouldn't want to go down easily. and definitely Real Madrid, they would want to add another notch in their Champions League triumphs. So folks, what's your reaction? Who do you think is gonna be progressing to semi-finals? Please do give in your suggestions and comments, and please do tell that who do you think is gonna win the Champions League, who's gonna progress to semi-final, and who do you think the two teams which will make it towards the final. Now they'll be letting us know that who will be facing in terms of the draw for semi-finals will take place. So they've done the first one. The winner out of Manchester City and Atletico Madrid match will face the winner of Chelsea and Real Madrid. So the semi-final has been set, which means the winner of Manchester City and Atletico Madrid match will face the winner of Chelsea and Real Madrid match. So we could see an all Spanish final. We can also get to see an all English final too. So we could see City facing Chelsea in all English semi-final. We can also see Real Madrid facing Atletico Madrid in a Spanish derby Champions League semi-final. That's gonna be one hell of a fixture if it does happen. Atletico Madrid have a very tricky fixture. They're playing Manchester City. They're playing Pep Guardiola side. It will be very hard for them to do that, meaning that if they could win and progress to semi-final, it will be very hard for them. But it's one of the fixtures to watch out for. We could definitely see all Spanish semi-final, and we also have a chance to see an all English semi-final. Whereas in the other semi-final, the winner out of Benfica and Liverpool will face Villarreal or Bayern Munich. So in other words, you could definitely say that Liverpool and Bayern Munich are clear favorites. So we could definitely see Liverpool and Bayern Munich coming up against each other in the semi-finals. I'm not disrespecting Villarreal or Benfica, but in all contests, if you would want to see it like in all manners, it makes less likely that they would progress to semi-final. But Liverpool and Bayern Munich, they are certainly clear favorites, and they will progress to semi-final if they play to their full potential. Whereas the other fixture, which is of City and Atletico Madrid, the winner of that match will go and face either the current champions Chelsea or the leading tournament winners Real Madrid. So folks, that's the draw. Please do give in your comments. What do you think? For me, I think the clear favorites to win this year tournament, for me it's Liverpool. The addition of Luis Diaz has added another dimension to Liverpool. But Manchester City, due to the reason they didn't buy a striker, you could say that they would struggle. But you never know. You never know. Liverpool and City, they could again make it towards the final. It's harder for City because they'll have to go through Atletico Madrid, or they have to beat either of Chelsea or Real Madrid, and their route is much more harder than the Liverpool one. Although Liverpool do have Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich aren't playing as that good, but you never know, they could turn up. But for me, if you would ask me, it's between Liverpool and City. If both of them do make it to the final, then my money would be on Liverpool. And I know that City, they really want to win this tournament. They really want to win this trophy. It's one of their almost finishing their puzzle. That's the trophy they are looking out for. But I think Liverpool have more in their baggage. I think Liverpool have much more depth in terms of squad, and if they manage their fixtures, by meaning the Premier League as well as the quarter-final plus the semi-final, then you could say that Liverpool would be the clear favorites, because they have done so. They have won the tournament 6 times. They have appeared in finals more than City. City do not have the experience. they do not have that European kind of, you could say, in-depth experience. They just are the new kids on the block. So for me, if you would ask me, Liverpool are the clear favorites. In second, I would rate City. In third, I would put Real Madrid because of their experience, because what they're able to do. Although their squad is aging up, but you never know, they could still have something left in them and they could produce a surprise. Whereas Chelsea is basically an injured animal, and you could say that they would be really up for it, but for some reason it doesn't seem that Chelsea, throughout the whole season, for last season, we haven't seen anything that they would be able to do it. But I'm not gonna say that they won't. They could, but it's very hard. Other than that, Atletico Madrid, I don't think so they'll be able to, because Pep Guardiola is gonna have so many ideas, so many ways in order to break it down, and he will have about 180 minutes, out of which 90 minutes he'll be playing at home. And the funny thing is, they're playing the first leg at home, so Atletico Madrid will have to produce an away goal. So that means they will have to open up, which they don't do. City tends to keep the ball more. So in that contrast, it will be much more trickier for Atletico Madrid. Whereas for Chelsea and Real Madrid, what I think is that Chelsea will tend to get goals in the first leg and they will try to contain Real Madrid. But if Real Madrid could get 1 or 2 away goals, then Real Madrid will go all out when they face Chelsea at home, because they'll have the whole crowd behind them. Chelsea will be playing behind closed doors, because that's the decision has been done, and I'm sure Chelsea are gonna appeal for it, but it doesn't seem that the authorities are gonna go with it. So as far as what I think is gonna happen is, Real Madrid are clear favorites in this fixture, but Chelsea is a hurted animal. Chelsea could hurt Real Madrid. The players might be up for it, I would say more than normal, and Tuchel would stir the pot and he would want it to happen. So now Liverpool fixture schedule has come up, because Liverpool and City are both favorites for Premier League title as well as the Champions League. Well, Europa League draw is going to take place, and we're just waiting for the update. We're just going through the reaction. Just please stay tuned in, and so that we would know what happens in Europa League draw. I would want to know what happens with Barcelona. If West Ham gets Barcelona, that's going to be a huge event for West Ham. I do know that in Stratford, in Upton Park, there's going to be uproar. There's going to be, people are going to line up in queues for that fixture, because West Ham would have never thought in their wildest dreams that they would be hosting Barcelona in this stadium. It's going to be one of the huge fixtures if it ever happens. Anyway, we're going to go through Liverpool fixture schedule. It's going to be a mix. They'll be facing Nottingham Forest in FA Cup quarterfinal. Then they'll be facing Watford at home in Premier League. Then they have away fixture towards Benfica in Champions League quarterfinal. Then they will be facing Manchester City away for Premier League. Then they will be facing Benfica at home for Champions League quarterfinal. Then they will be heading to Villa Park to face Aston Villa for Premier League fixture. Then they will be having Merseyside derby on 24th of April for Premier League. And then after 3 days, straight away, 2 or 3 days, they'll be facing either Villarreal or Bayern Munich if they make it towards semi-final. And then after 4 days, they'll be facing Newcastle and they'll be facing Newcastle away. So that means Newcastle will be playing at home, and Newcastle would want the result. So it's pretty much harder for Liverpool looking at the fixtures right now, because they've got Manchester United on 19th of April. They've got Everton away. No, they've got Everton at home, and then they got to play semi-final against Villarreal or Bayern Munich, and then they will be traveling to Newcastle, and after 3-4 more days they'll be facing either Villarreal or Bayern Munich for the second leg, and then they will be facing Tottenham Hotspur for Premier League, and then there is an FA Cup final if they make it to FA Cup final, and then they'll be facing Southampton away, and then Wolves at home, and if they make it to Champions League final, that'll be on 28th of May. I think for me right now, looking at the fixtures, it's very hard for Liverpool, but they do have the in-squad depth. And what I think is, it's much harder for Liverpool right now looking at the fixtures, because they're aiming for both tournaments, that is Premier League and Champions League. So they've got to manage it quite well. They have to make sure that they manage it properly in order to produce to what they wanted to do. If for any reason they're not able to get points in Premier League, then I'm sure they're going to go all guns blazing in Champions League, because they cannot lose both of the tournaments. Whereas now we'll be talking about City fixture schedule. City will be facing Southampton away for the FA Cup. Then they will be facing Burnley away. Then they will be facing Atletico Madrid at home for the first quarter final. Then they will host Liverpool for Premier League, and then after 2-3 days they're gonna travel to Atletico Madrid for the away fixture. Then they come back and they go to Wolves, play for the Premier League, and then they host Brighton for Premier League. And if they progress to the semi-final, if they progress to semi-final, then they will face either Chelsea or Real Madrid, and they'll be traveling to Newcastle. They'll be hosting Newcastle again, and there is FA Cup final as well if they make it towards the FA Cup final. And then they travel to West Ham, and then they host Aston Villa in the last game of the Premier League. And if they make it to the Champions League final, that will be taking place on 28th of May. Looking at this, it seems to me that City has the easier one rather than the Liverpool one. But Liverpool do have a squad in depth where they can manage to handle it. Now, talking about Chelsea fixtures, Chelsea will be having Leicester. It hasn't been decided what date they're going to play for the Premier League. Then they will be going to Middlesbrough for the FA Cup quarter final. They'll be hosting Brentford at home for Premier League. After 3 days, they'll be hosting Real Madrid for the Champions League quarter final. Then they will be traveling away to Southampton. Then after 3 days, they will be traveling to Real Madrid for the second leg of quarter final. Then they will be traveling to Leeds for an away match for Premier League. Then they will be hosting Arsenal at home. They will be hosting West Ham in 4 days' time for Premier League. If they make it to the semi-final, they'll be facing either City or Atletico Madrid. And afterwards, they'll be hosting Wolves. Then there is an FA Cup final. Then they will be traveling to Manchester United for away leg at Premier League. And then they'll be hosting Watford for the last game of the Premier League. And then the Champions League final, if they make it to the Champions League final, it takes place on 28th of May. So based on this, I think that Liverpool have tough fixtures, but they do have squad in depth who can manage to basically get results out of it, whereas City have the easiest ones, and it makes them clear favorite now. But I'm not gonna go back on my call for Liverpool. I still think that because Liverpool have easy fixtures in terms of quarterfinal, they will make it to the semi-final, and I'm sure they'll go all guns blazing even if Bayern Munich comes in the semi-final. And for sure Liverpool will try their very best to get into the final. And once you come into the final, then on the day, whoever plays best. But Liverpool will make sure that they do get to the final. Whereas for Premier League, it is really tricky for Liverpool. But the fun of Premier League is that if City thinks it's easier for them, you never know. Because if you go back on City fixture, for me, what I think is one of the tricky fixtures that I do think for City in Premier League is they're going to go away after facing Atletico Madrid. In Madrid, they travel to Wolves. Now, that's one to watch out because Wolves are playing good. So they could get a result against Man City. Even if they manage to get a draw, that's 2 points lost in terms of league table. And then another fixture which I think would be tricky for them is if they somehow go to the semi-final and they face either the Chelsea or Real Madrid, they will be facing Newcastle. Now Newcastle are a different Newcastle to what they were like 3 months ago. This is a different Newcastle, and Newcastle will be up for it. So not only that, then they also will have to travel West Ham away, and then they travel to Aston Villa. And who's the manager of Aston Villa? That's Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard, who is the ex-captain of Liverpool, ex-player of Liverpool, legend of Liverpool, an icon of Liverpool. So you see what I'm trying to emphasize over here? Anything can happen. So that is the reason where I think that Liverpool could easily do it. Yes, of course, it's going to be a huge thing when we see Pep Guardiola going up against Diego Simeone, and let's see what happens. And right now I think they're getting ready for the Europa League. And as for Pep Guardiola against Diego Simeone, it's going to be really one hell of a match. I think Simeone is going to ruffle up some feathers in Manchester. He's already done in the red part of Manchester. I'm sure he's going to rub his hands. I'm sure he's going to make sure that City do not qualify. And let's see what happens. As for the Europa League draw, I'm going to go back again with the teams who have already qualified for the quarterfinals. We've got RB Leipzig, we've got Lyon, we've got Eintracht Frankfurt, we've got West Ham, we've got Barcelona, we've got Rangers, Braga from Portugal, Atalanta. So these are the teams for Europa League quarterfinal. I think the clear favorites are Barcelona. Other than them, I think Atalanta, Leipzig, as well as Lyon, all of these three teams are favorites. But you never know, there could be a surprise such as West Ham, who could pull up a shock and a surprise. And you never know what West Ham can do, because this is their best season. They're doing good in Premier League, and you never know if they are drawn against each other. In terms of, even if it's West Ham against Barcelona, maybe West Ham players, they're up for it and they win the surprising fixture, which will be a shock as well. So the first leg is going to take place on 7th of April, the second on 7th of April, and on the next week 14th of April. No, the quarterfinal ties will be played on 7th of April, with the return fixtures will take place on 14th of April. The semi-finals will start on 21st of April, and the second fixture will be on 27, with the second leg is on 5th. Right, so that means on 21 and 27 there will be the first fixture, and the second leg will be on 5th of May. The final will take place on 18th of May. So let's see what happens. Tuchel has come up with a statement. Real Madrid, a tough challenge. He has been reacting in the press conference, and this is what he has to say. It's a tough one. The challenge couldn't be much higher. Playing the second leg in the Bernabeu with spectators is a big challenge and big excitement around this match and this fixture. We know what's coming, and it will be an exciting match and a tough challenge. So that's what Tuchel has to say. He thinks it's a tough one. He thinks it's a very big challenge facing Real Madrid with a full crowded stadium, and whereas they won't be having any crowd in their home fixture. So let's see what happens in this one, but he thinks it's a tough fixture. He thinks they've got a tough one, and let's see how it takes place on the day. So we're still waiting for the Europa League draw. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, please do subscribe to the channel. It would be really helpful to grow. I'm really thankful for all of you who are tuned in and watching this live Europa League and Champions League draw. And please do keep supporting Football Gupshup. So the Europa League draw is gonna just start taking place in few moments. I think they're just waiting for the reaction on the Champions League draw, and let's see what happens. Guys, please do tell who do you think is going to win this tournament. Please do give in your suggestions. Please do type in who do you think is going to win. Who are you supporting as well? Who do you think is going to win in these fixtures? I'm going to repeat again. The quarterfinals which have taken place for Champions League draw are between Chelsea and Real Madrid. Manchester City will be facing Atletico Madrid, whereas Villarreal will be facing Bayern Munich. Benfica will be facing Liverpool. So the semi-finals which will take place is going to be between the winner out of City and Atletico Madrid will face either Chelsea or Real Madrid, whereas the winner of Benfica and Liverpool will face against either Villarreal or Bayern Munich. The first quarterfinal tie is going to be taking place on 5th and 6th of April. The second tie will take place on 12th and 13th of April. Whereas the semi-final ties will take place on 26th and 27th of April, and the second leg will take place on 3rd and 4th May. Speaking about Europa League, now the fixture which I think could be tricky, I'm going to just speculate out of here what I think is going to happen. It might happen, it might not happen. I'm just speculating over it. Please don't take my word on it. That's what's going to happen in the neon when they do the draws. If Leipzig are drawn against Barcelona, that's going to be a huge fixture. That's going to be one huge fixture. If Lyon are drawn against Leipzig, that's another huge fixture. Now, in case if Rangers are drawn against West Ham, that's another big fixture. because then the West Ham fans, they travel to Scotland, and Rangers fans, they travel all the way to London, and that could be all British quarterfinal. You could say it will be one of the highlight fixtures of Europa League. Whereas another good fixture would be between Braga and Atalanta, and that would be one very good fixture. Whereas the easiest fixture, it could be between Barcelona and Frankfurt, as well as Leipzig against Frankfurt. So it could be again all German quarterfinal. Now, for me, the standout fixture would be between Barcelona and West Ham, because I do know that West Ham fans will be really happy about it. They would be really rubbing their hands if they get likes of Barcelona playing in East London, in their stadium, in the Olympic Stadium, and they'll be really happy if the likes of Aubameyang, the likes of Busquets, the likes of Piqué, the likes of Xavi standing on the coaching side of it, and they would really love to see it. Whereas Leipzig against West Ham, that'll be a tricky one, that'll be a proper contest. But I do think that even if West Ham are drawn with Lyon, that's going to be one proper football match. It's going to be one proper football match, because Lyon, they do play very good football, they do play exciting football, and West Ham will be equal up for it. So for me, West Ham against Barcelona, West Ham against Rangers, West Ham against Leipzig and Lyon, these four fixtures are standout ones. Barcelona against West Ham, Barcelona against Leipzig, these two will be also one of the standout fixtures. Whereas if Leipzig are playing against Lyon, then you could say that those could be a standout fixtures as well. Now, speaking about Atalanta, if Atalanta comes up against Barcelona, you could say that'll be also very good, because it'll be an attacking match. There'll be lots of goals in that match, but let's see if it happens in the draw or not. But if West Ham come up against Atalanta, I do not think West Ham have enough in order to beat Atalanta, because Atalanta football is much more coordinated, it's much more attacking, and you never know that West Ham could turn out, they would have a chance to qualify for semi-final. But I'm just saying, based on what we have on evident over here, West Ham do have a chance, they have a very good chance. Like for me, if West Ham are drawn against Barcelona, I'm putting my money on West Ham, because I do think that West Ham could produce, although Barcelona have started to play good, Ousmane Dembele have started to turn out good performances, Aubameyang have started scoring goals, Memphis Depay might have to put in something, Pedri, everybody knows about Pedri, he's one of the hot names in the world of football right now, Gavi, and definitely Barcelona wouldn't want to go out, but West Ham have this one chance to really make this season a remembering one by winning a trophy. So if they face Barcelona, I think West Ham will play really good, and that's what my opinion is. What you guys think, please do let me know. Puskul Thapa says over here that he thinks that Liverpool, me too, I do think Liverpool are clear favourites. For some reason, I think Liverpool, for the first time, they really have an in-squad depth. I do not remember Liverpool's squad as much as strong as this one. As far as I can think, The only thing which they are lacking is a cover for right back. I've done this video. Please do watch that video. It's a what if series for Liverpool transfers. Those who are tuning in, please do watch that video. I've highlighted that position that which Liverpool are lacking is a cover for Trent Arnold. If Trent Arnold is injured, let's say if he's injured, what do Liverpool have? I'm certainly sure that they will put James Milner in that position, but come on, how long can James Milner like turn out performances year in, year out? He's what, 36 now? And you can't expect a 36-year-old to be playing in Champions League quarterfinals, semi-finals, and like, you know, giving out results. So Liverpool do need a cover. But other than that, what I think that Liverpool, they really have a proper squad. I never remember Liverpool squad being this much good and this much excellent and this much like full of talent. They've got every area covered. They've got everything in defense, in midfield, in attack. They've got everything. Like looking now, they used to be like 2 years back, if you go just like 2 years back or 3 years back, and there used to be this kind of argument that if Liverpool lose Firmino, Salah, Mane, they do not have depth in the squad. So by that fact, nobody fancied Liverpool. Nobody fancied Liverpool. But now what Liverpool have done in the last 3 years, they've added good players. They've added Jota. They've added Luis Diaz. By adding these two players, they've added another dimension. Because Luis Diaz is not Shaqiri. Jota is not Origi. Jota is a very intelligent player. Diaz is a superb player. I think if you would ask me, the likes of Manchester United, who have makeshift wingers, they should have gone out for a player such as Luis Diaz, who's a proper winger. But for some reason, we do not know what their process of research is, like how do they target players and what are they looking for, what kind of profile are they looking for. Maybe because it's due to the reason that they had Ole, and Ole was much more focused on the homegrown system and he wanted homegrown players. That's why he went for Sancho. But a player like Luis Diaz, he adds another dimension to the team. It doesn't matter. If you could ask me, if Luis Diaz is playing for Manchester City got another dimension to the game. If a team like Chelsea have Luis Diaz, then they're adding another dimension too. If Tottenham Hotspur would have gone for Luis Diaz, which they were, before Kulusevski, they were interested in Luis Diaz, they made a bid and they weren't able to. Conte wanted Luis Diaz. As soon as Tottenham went for him, Liverpool just paid the money and they made sure that the deal was confirmed. So, in my perspective, I think Liverpool are clear favourites. They've got a very strong squad. They've got a proper midfield balance. They've got the likes of Fabinho, they've got Thiago, they've got Henderson, they've got Naby Keita, they've got all those puzzles fixed which they were missing 3 years back. In defense, they've sorted out by getting Konate, they've got Matip, they've got Van Dijk, and they've got Robertson, they've got Arnold. So I think that they are really favourites for this. Whereas City, if City would have acquired a number 9, you could say Harry Kane or Erling Haaland, never know, maybe this summer, then you could say City were clear favourites. Because when I look at this fixtures list right now, I think City got the easier one, although I've mentioned that they've got some fixtures which could be tricky. They could lose some points. They could. I'm not saying they will, but they could. based on that, if they've got a proper number 9, they haven't replaced Aguero, and if they would have got proper 9 such as Harry Kane or Erling Haaland, then my money would have been on City. But because the reason Liverpool have an in-depth squad and a competent squad, a world-class squad, I think Liverpool has much better chance. Whereas the likes of Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, I'm not sure enough that they will be able to do so. The reason I'm saying that, I know they have won a lot of trophies like Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, the number of the charts they've done historically, they've got the experience, they've still got those squad members who have already won, not so many years ago, just few years back they won the Champions League. So I do understand and I do get it. I do get the perspective that those two have the experience, but I think Liverpool and City have got enough quality that they can beat Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Whereas Chelsea is a hurting animal, and you never know what they can do. Perhaps they could, you could say, turn up, and they might shock Real Madrid. They might shock City for the sake of it, but I don't see Chelsea doing it. But anyway, let's see. Atletico Madrid, I don't think so. You never know, but I don't think so. Atletico, no, I don't think so. Atletico. Villarreal, Benfica, I think they've gone into quarterfinal. That's their best shot, and I don't think so they'll progress to semi-final. So that's it. That's what I think. Number 1, Liverpool. Number 2, City. Number 3, between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. My money would be on Real Madrid, because Real Madrid could beat Chelsea, and on the day, if Real Madrid do turn up, they could definitely defeat. They could. I'm not saying they will, but they could defeat City. So please do give in your comments. Who are your top 3 favorites to win Champions League? Please do let me know in the comment section. Please put in the chat box, who do you think are top 3 favorites? My ones are number 1 Liverpool, number 2 is City, and number 3 is Real Madrid. Let's see what happens. Guys, do please give in your comments. Who do you think are going to win? Please do let us know. We're just waiting out for Europa League draw. Please tune in. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do let us know about what you think about the Champions League fixtures, the draw which has taken place, and please do give in your comments. Who do you think Barcelona will face? Who do you think will they get in the quarterfinal? Will it be West Ham? Will it be Rangers? Will it be Lyon? Will it be Leipzig? Will it be Atlanta? Who do you think is going to face Barcelona? Please do let us know by giving in your comments. So Ancelotti will return back to his old club Chelsea, and let's see what he has to say for this fixture. So here's something interesting fact regarding Chelsea. They're up for sale. Today is the deadline for bids to be lodged. We don't know if Chelsea will be able to sell tickets at all for the quarterfinal against Real Madrid. So that is a matter that needs to be sorted out. But Chelsea are the defending champions. They still have the squad plus additions that won the Champions League last season. And they still have Thomas Tuchel at helm. Despite everything that's been going on, they've won every game that they have played since Roman Abramovich announced that he's selling the club. They're up against Real Madrid, who have won this competition more than anyone. Carlo Ancelotti, the former Chelsea manager, is in charge of them. They are 10 points clear at top of the Spanish league. They came back brilliantly against PSG last week to win their way through, so it's a tough prospect. So there we go. Chelsea, they will not have any home crowd if the club is not sold. If somebody lodges a bid today, it might get accepted, and if it gets accepted, then we could see Chelsea selling tickets, we could see Chelsea selling merchandise, we could see Chelsea filling their stadium, Chelsea fans traveling away. So there's still much more to it. So I think right now the Chelsea is the hottest topic at this very moment, because there's so much uncertainty around the club. Nobody knows what's going to happen in terms of financial aspects. Like for example, the contract renewals, such as issues of crowd not being in the stadium. There's a ban. They don't want any financial revenue to be collected under the name of Chelsea while it's under the ownership of Roman Abramovich. So you never know. It's so many things, and we do not know what when new regime comes in, what kind of support will they be giving to the existing setup by means such as Thomas Tuchel and his staff, the players, the squad. And I'm sure the squad will be looking up for that Real Madrid fixture, because the things which we are discussing about is not in their hands. All they can do is go on the pitch and produce goods. They have to score goals, they have to play the match, they have to make passes, they have to take corners, they have to take free kicks. All they can do is they can think about those kind of stuff, but they cannot think about the rest of the stuff. I know that in the back of their heads they'll be thinking about their home crowd not being there for support, and it will count, and they would want that support. So let's see what happens. Guys, I would like to thank you again for the support. Those who have tuned in and are watching the live stream right now, please do keep supporting Football Gupshup. Please subscribe to the channel. Please press the like button. Please do see the other videos. There's a new series of what if transfers we are doing currently right now. We've already done 3 episodes. We'll be looking towards more of episodes towards that series. We'll be also adding another content relating to football, and basically who are new to this channel, what we do is we tend to talk about football, we tend to talk about the tournaments, we tend to talk about players, we tend to talk about system, we tend to talk about coaches, we tend to talk about what's happening in the modern day world of football. We'll talk about so many things, and please, we do need your support. Please do tune in, please do subscribe to the channel, please give in your suggestions, please put in comments. If you want us to add anything, we'll do that as well. So please do tune in to Football Gupshup. Please subscribe to the channel, and please tell your friends, whoever your friends are who watch football, who are into football, who love football, please do that. And it would be really kind of you to subscribe to this channel as well. I'm just waiting for what happens with the Europa League draw. I hope that we get to see good fixtures too. Barcelona, West Ham, I'm keeping my whole hope on just to see West Ham playing against Barcelona. Imagine West Ham knocking Barcelona out. It's going to cause a big shock wave. It will be a very huge thing. Like West Ham knocking out Barcelona, knocking out PK, knocking out Busquets, knocking out Xavi's Barcelona. So let's see what happens. So guys, I'm going to do another poll. I'm going to ask you, please do give in your suggestions. Which English side do you think is going to win the Champions League? Which English side do you think is going to win the Champions League? Is it going to be Chelsea? Is it going to be Liverpool? Or is it going to be City? Who do you think is going to win the Champions League? Out of these 3 teams, English teams, who do you think is going to win the Champions League? What I think is Liverpool have got a very good squad. They've got a very not competent but a world-class squad, and I think Liverpool, they have much more chance in this tournament, although they have a tricky fixture list. But I think Liverpool are going to win this. They will definitely win this. So let's see what happens. For me, number 1 is Liverpool, number 2 is City, number 3 is Real Madrid. So this is what I think it is. Although they could be a surprise by Bayern Munich, or they could be a surprise by Chelsea. But if I have to give rating, then I would definitely say number 1 is Liverpool, number 2 is City, number 3 is Real Madrid. Thank you guys for giving a shout out. For some reason, I don't think so my chat is working properly. It seems to drop in and drop out. Please do let me know if the chat is working. I'm going to monitor it from another screen. I'm just going to go through other screen and see if the chat is working, because I cannot see that there's been update. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you for the nice comments. My stance for Liverpool is that they are clear favourites. They have a very good squad. They have a world-class squad. We haven't seen a squad as much as good as they were ever. What I remember of Liverpool's squad is that they used to have good 11, but they never had those extra people in the bench who could come and make a difference when they were ever called upon. So let's see what happens. So for me, it's Liverpool. They're clear favourites. Number 2 is City, and number 3 is Real Madrid. Guys, do let me know who do you think Barcelona should get in the Europa League draw. Please let me know that who do you want Barcelona to face. Which team do you think Barcelona should face? Should it be Lyon? Should it be Leipzig? Should it be Atalanta? Should it be West Ham? Should it be Rangers? Please do give in the comment section in the chat box. Please do let me know, and please do subscribe to the channel. Please watch the What If series, and it's really you will really love it. So let's see that if you would find anything interesting in that series, and if you want us to add anything more, we'll do that as well. Do let us know. So folks, there's been announcement for Spanish squad, and it seems that Luis Enrique has not selected David De Gea for Spain, and that's a very big shock. So yesterday, Manchester United pair Rashford and Jadon Sancho weren't selected by Gareth Southgate for the English national team, and today Luis Enrique hasn't selected David De Gea, and that's a very big news. It's going to cause a huge news amongst United fans, and that tells the current state of United squad and playing 11. It's quite shocking right now. Now, looking at other news, I'm just gonna see what squad has been announced. The players which have been announced are Unai Simon, R. Sanchez, Raya, Alba, Alonso, Pau Torres, Laporte, Eric Garcia, Llorente, Azpilicueta, Carvajal, Pedri, Llorente, Rodri, Koke, Gavi, Soler, Dani Olmo, Sarabia, Saraiba, Morata. Morata is going to be in the squad. Ferran Torres, Jeremy, and Paul de Thomas. So that's the squad selected for the internationals, and they'll be playing, I think, against Albania and Iceland. So Spain manager Luis Enrique has dropped David De Gea from the squad. So it's going to be huge news amongst United fans. We're almost nearing to the time when Europa League draw is going to take place. Moyes has said that there will be two British sides in the last 8 of the Europa League after West Ham saw off Sevilla. So West Ham and Rangers will be the two last British sides in the Europa League. That West Ham manager David Moyes do think that they will be able to challenge anyone, and he even thinks that they can challenge Barcelona. So this is really one of the fixture which everybody would want. West Ham against Barcelona. Let's see what happens. It's just few minutes remaining. Guys, if you could hear my voice, please do let me know. I'm just waiting for the Europa League fixtures, which is going to be starting in next 10 more minutes. Let's see what happens. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel of Football Gupshup. Please watch the What If series, the new transfer series which we have started. We've done the 3rd episode. Please do tune in to watch that one as well. Please do share this channel with your family and friends. Whoever is in the football, please do tune in, and do give in your suggestions if you would want us to add anything. If you want us to do any content specifically based on football, please do give in your ideas so we could work upon it, and we could do that as well. Right now we're just waiting for the Europa League draw, which is gonna take place in just few more minutes, and let's see what happens. Any moment now is going to start, and we'll see how it goes from there onwards. So just to recap for Champions League, I'm going to go once again. The quarterfinals draw have been made already. Chelsea will be facing Real Madrid. The current champions will be facing the leading winners of the tournament. Manchester City will be playing against Atletico Madrid, whereas Villarreal will be playing against Bayern Munich. Benfica will be playing against 6 times winners Liverpool. The semi-finals which will take place are going to be between the winner of City and Atletico will face Chelsea or Real Madrid, whereas the winner of Benfica or Liverpool will face Villarreal or Bayern Munich. So that's what's going to happen. Let's see who wins it and progresses to semi-final. And I think my shout out is for Liverpool, who are clear favourites, but they have a tricky fixture list mixing with Premier League as well as Champions League. But they are clear favourites because they got depth in their squad. They've got world-class squad. Number 2 are Manchester City. Number 3 it's Real Madrid for me. And number 4 I'm putting joint Bayern Munich as well as the current champions Chelsea together. As for Villarreal, Benfica and Atletico, I don't think so they'll be able to get better than the likes of Real Madrid, Manchester City and Liverpool. So let's see what happens, and that's the recap. That's what the draw is. Chelsea versus Real Madrid, City versus Atletico, Villarreal versus Bayern Munich, and Benfica versus Liverpool. So let's see what happens when these sides play against each other. Right now we're just currently waiting for the Europa League draw, and the teams which have qualified for the Europa League quarterfinals are RB Leipzig of Germany, Lyon of France, Eintracht Frankfurt from Germany, West Ham from England, Barcelona from Spain, Rangers from Scotland, Braga from Portugal, and at last Atlanta from Italy. These are the 8 teams which will be facing each other in quarterfinals of the Europa League. The clear favorites for this tournament are Barcelona. After them, it's an open race between the likes of RB Leipzig, Lyon, West Ham and Atalanta. So let's see what happens and who wins the Europa League tournament. The standout fixture could be between West Ham and Barcelona. Other than that, we could get to see RB Leipzig versus Barcelona, Atalanta versus Barcelona, or we could also manage to see RB Leipzig versus Atalanta or RB Leipzig against Lyon. The other standout fixture which could take place is West Ham versus Rangers, an all British quarterfinal. So let's see what happens. Similarly, in Champions League, it could be an all Spanish semi-final because Atletico Madrid could face Real Madrid if they win their respective quarterfinals. So it will be all Madrid derby, all Spanish derby, as well as the semi-final of the Champions League. Or it could be an all English semi-final too, where Chelsea could face Manchester City in an all English semi-final. It could be a repeat of the Champions League final which took place, and that will be one of the fixtures to look out for. And over the two legs, you never know, maybe Pep Guardiola could have the better of Thomas Tuchel. So let's see what happens. Any other suggestions if you want to give in comment section, you can give in chat box. Yes, Europa League is about to, the draw is about to take place. Thank you, Clam, for your kind comments. Yes, Europa League draw is just about to start. We're just waiting for them to start. I think the transmission will start in 5 more minutes. Thank you, Yusuf Rashindi. Thank you for your kind comments. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do watch the What If series for transfers. And let's see what happens. Guys, please do subscribe to the channel. Press the like button as well. Please do watch the series of What If transfers. If you can go into the video sections, you will see a What If series in the playlist as well. Please do watch the series and do share it with your friends. It'll be really kind of you. The Europa League draw is about to take place. It's a few minutes remaining. Let's see who gets who. Guys, please do subscribe to the channel. Please watch the What If series. It's a series based on transfers. What we do is we take a club, we highlight them, and we see what happens. And let's see what takes place. Now we're going to go into the Europa League draw. So the first legs of the quarterfinal ties will be played on 7th of April, with the return fixtures taking place on 14th of April. The semi-finals will start on 21st and 27th of April, whereas the second leg will be played on 5th of May. The final will be played in Sevilla, which will take place on 18th of May. Guys, please do subscribe to the channel. Please press the like button. Please do watch the series called What If Transfers. The draw is about to take place now. Please subscribe to the channel. The draw is about to take place now. Let's see who gets who. Will Barcelona get West Ham? Will they get Leipzig? Will they get Atalanta? Who will Barcelona get? They might get an easier one as well. They might get Braga. They might get someone as Frankfurt. So you never know. But it would be really good if we can get fixtures such as West Ham versus Barcelona. That would be really a good one. Maybe if not in quarterfinals, then at least in semi-finals. So let's see what happens. Please do give it a shout out, and who do you think is gonna be playing who? So guys, thank you for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel. Press the like button. Please do watch the What If series of transfers, where we take a club, we highlight the club, we look in the areas where they need strengthening, and then we give suggestions what they can add and how much it is going to cost them for those players, and if they acquire those players, how it's going to change and how much better will they get. So do watch the series. There's another interesting fact that we just heard, that there's still possibility that Liverpool and City could face each other in the FA Cup final. They could battle it out the Premier League title on the final day of the season, and then they could also face each other in the Champions League final in the last 2 weeks of May. This is all going to take place in the last 2 weeks of May. It's going to be a splendid thing if it really happens, and we've never seen anything like this. It will be truly something one of a kind. So in the past years, Pep Guardiola, he suffered a lot with the away goals. So the away goal rule right now has been suspended. So when he plays now, it will be a very different perspective. He will not play with the pressure, and the away goals taken out, it basically makes him relax and he can go for it. So that means he will play in attacking mode of manner. We will just go for goals, not thinking about if the away goal stands or not. So the draw is going to start now. Let's see who gets who. I'm going to repeat the teams which are going to take place. RB Leipzig, Lyon, Eintracht Frankfurt, West Ham, Barcelona, Rangers, Braga, Atalanta. So let's see who faces who. Thank you for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do press the subscribe button. It would be really helpful in order to grow the channel. If you like the channel, please do write in the comment section that if you like the channel as well. So, started already. We're live at Neon and the draw is starting right now. We're at the Uefa headquarters right now, and let's see who draws up first. Really excited. Let's see who West Ham gets. Let's see who Rangers get. Let's see who Barcelona gets. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's really kind of you for watching the stream with me, watching the live stream, and let's see what happens now. Please do subscribe the channel as well. Who do you think are clear favorites for the Europa League tournament? Who do you think is going to win? Is it Barcelona? Is it West Ham? Is it Leipzig? Is it Lyon? Is it Atalanta? Is it Braga? So, here we go. The first I think they're just telling about when the quarterfinals and finals are going to get played, and the draw is going to take place any moment now. Let's see what happens. Thank you guys for tuning in, and please do subscribe this channel. Press the bell button icon so you can receive notifications for the latest episodes as well. Please do watch the What If series for transfers. Right. We'll take the balls now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please press the subscribe button as well. The draw is taking place. In any moment now, the first fixture is going to come up. The first quarter final of the Europa League draw is going to come up. So the first draw has been made. It's going to be a very tasty one. It's RB Leipzig versus Atalanta. RB Leipzig are going to face Atalanta. That's the first draw that has been made. RB Leipzig versus Atalanta. So that's going to be one tricky fixture. RB Leipzig are going to play the first leg at home. Then they're going to go away to Atalanta. This is going to be one proper football match. So there you go. Two tough teams have come out. So that means Rangers and West Ham have a chance to get easy fixture in the quarterfinals. So who do they draw? We'll see right now. So the first quarterfinal of Europa League is going to be between the German side RB Leipzig. They'll be facing the Italian Atalanta. So RB Leipzig versus Atalanta. The second quarterfinal is going to take place between Frankfurt versus Barcelona. There you go. Barcelona, they're going to be facing Frankfurt. They've got the easier one. So Barcelona, they'll be facing Frankfurt, and I think they're going to have an easy route to semi-final. So that definitely means West Ham could face Rangers. That still means we could get to see a British quarter-final in the Europa League. So let's see what happens. Or perhaps West Ham can draw with Braga, or they could get an all British quarterfinal. So Frankfurt versus Barcelona is the second quarterfinal, which is going to happen in Europa League. And the third draw has been made. West Ham are going to be facing French Lyon. So that's another very tough match for West Ham. They'll be facing Lyon of France. So the first quarterfinal is going to be between RB Leipzig and Atalanta. The second quarterfinal is going to be between Frankfurt versus Barcelona. The third quarterfinal is going to happen between West Ham and Lyon. I think West Ham and Lyon one is going to be really a good fixture, whereas RB Leipzig and Atalanta is one to watch out for. It's truly going to be a one really good match. RB Leipzig will play first leg in home, whereas Atalanta will play second leg at home. West Ham, they're going to play the first leg at home, and Lyon, they will play second leg at home. Braga will play Rangers, and Braga will be playing the first leg at home, whereas Rangers, they'll be playing the second leg at home. So you could say Rangers have got a good fixture. They'll be facing Portugal's Braga, and they have a very good chance to qualify for the semi-final, whereas West Ham, they've got a tough one with Lyon, but it's one of a fixture which West Ham can easily manage to win. So let's see if they're able to do so. Whereas Barcelona got the easiest one. They've got Frankfurt, and the standout fixture is between RB Leipzig and Atalanta. One of really good teams is going to go out in quarterfinals between Leipzig and Atalanta. Let's see who will that be. Now they're going to make a draw for the semi-final, so we'll see who plays who when the semi-final comes out. Please do subscribe to the channel as well, and thanks for tuning in. It's just few moments now. We're going to find out who the semi-final is going to be played, in which teams. Will it be Rangers facing West Ham or Lyon, or Barcelona will face either Leipzig or Atalanta? We'll find out. Do subscribe to the channel as well, please. Please do give in the comment section what do you think about this. Yes, I also wanted West Ham versus Barcelona, but let's see now, because the draw has been made. Frankfurt versus Barcelona, and West Ham will be facing Lyon. So between those quarterfinal winners. So the first semi-final draw has been made. The winner out of RB Leipzig and Atalanta will face Braga or Rangers. So that means the winner out of Leipzig or Atalanta will face either Braga or Rangers. So that definitely means the winner between West Ham and Lyon will face either Frankfurt or Barcelona. So we still have that hope where West Ham could meet Barcelona. So not in quarterfinals, but in semi-finals, certainly we can see Barcelona playing against West Ham. That will be truly one very good match for West Ham fans who are very much looking forward to it. So that's it, folks. The quarterfinal draw has been made for Europa League. RB Leipzig versus Atalanta, Frankfurt versus Barcelona, West Ham versus Lyon, Braga versus Rangers. Whereas the semi-final, which will take place between these teams, is being drawn as well. The winner between West Ham and Lyon will face Frankfurt or Barcelona. The winner between RB Leipzig and Atalanta will face Braga or Rangers. Whereas the Champions League draw, I'm going to recap the Champions League draw as well. Chelsea, the current champions, will face Real Madrid. Manchester City will face Atletico Madrid. Villarreal will face Bayern Munich. Benfica will face Liverpool. The winner out of Chelsea and Real Madrid will face the winner of City or Atletico Madrid. So that means it could be an all English semi-final, and it can all be Spanish semi-final. Whereas in the other semi-final, we could see the winner of Villarreal and Bayern Munich, between them two, will face either Benfica or Liverpool. So that's it, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you can and watch with your family and friends, and thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll get to see all these fixtures, and I'll try to do as much as I can do for, and if I can do another Premier League fixture tomorrow, so I'll try my very best. So hopefully I hope you'll be tuning in. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.